Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Today you'll be learning about the human respiratory system and microscopic structure of the wall of an alveolus. Okay, so before we proceed, you take a look at this video. Okay, credit goes to the original owner of this video. Okay, this is not my video. Okay, but I've taken from the YouTube. Okay, so the credit goes to the rightful owner of this video.
Respiratory system. To understand the process of breathing. In humans, the main organs responsible for respiration are present in the thoracic cavity. In the thorax region, the rib cage and a dome-shaped fibrous tissue, known as the diaphragm, are observed. Present within the rib cage are the pleural membranes, which enclose the lungs. The right lung is divided into 3 lobes: the right superior, right middle, and the right inferior lobe. The left lung is smaller and has only 2 lobes, the left superior and the left inferior lobe. Both the lungs are associated externally with small tubular bronchi, which unite and extend into the trachea. The trachea has incomplete C-shaped rings of cartilage, which prevent the tracheal wall from collapsing. The trachea leads into the pharynx, which is connected to the nostrils. As we breathe in air, the oxygen molecules enter the nostrils and travel downwards through the pharynx and trachea to finally reach the bronchi. From each bronchus, oxygen travels into the lungs. Within the lungs, the bronchus divides repeatedly to form bronchioles. Oxygen travels through these bronchioles and reaches the alveoli, each of which is surrounded by a network of capillaries. A section of one alveolus shows the presence of numerous alveolar chambers with pores. Blood, containing RBCs, is seen flowing through the capillaries. The oxygen molecules from the alveolus diffuse into the capillary and then get absorbed by the bluish-purple RBCs. This causes oxygenation of the RBCs, and a transition in their color from bluish-purple to red is observed. The blood moving into the alveolus contains RBCs and carbon dioxide molecules. These molecules are released into the alveolus. The carbon dioxide collects in the alveolar chamber. And then from the alveolus, it travels through the bronchioles into the bronchus, which finally reaches the trachea and is breathed out through the nostrils. So the process of breathing in air rich in oxygen is called inhalation. After the contraction of the muscular diaphragm, the lungs expand and the air rushes in, resulting in the inflation of the alveoli. During exhalation, the diaphragm moves up and the lungs contract. Thus, the alveoli deflate, causing the air to be forced out. This exhaled air is rich in carbon dioxide. This process of inhalation and exhalation is known as respiration, which is approximately 20 times per minute. Summary. In the thorax region, the rib cage and the diaphragm are observed, which play a vital role in respiration. Present within the rib cage are the pleural membranes, which enclose the lungs. The right lung consists of 3 lobes, while the left lung has only 2 lobes. Both the lungs are associated externally with bronchi. which unite and extend into the trachea. As we breathe, the oxygen molecules enter the nostrils and travel downwards through the pharynx and trachea to finally reach the bronchi. From each bronchus, oxygen travels into the lungs. Within the lungs, the bronchus divides repeatedly to form bronchioles. Oxygen travels through these bronchioles and reaches the alveoli, each of which is surrounded by a network of capillaries. As blood flows through the capillaries, the oxygen molecules from the alveolus diffuse into the capillary. This causes oxygenation of the RBCs. The carbon dioxide molecules are released into the alveolus. They are collected in the alveolar chamber, and then from the alveolus, it travels through the bronchioles. Into the bronchus, which finally reaches the trachea and is breathed out through the nostrils.
Okay, that's the video about the human respiratory system as well as the mechanism of the respiration. All right. Okay, so let's do some minor recap here. So this is the structure of the nasal cavity, which the air, okay, is being inhaled as well as being exhaled, okay, through the nostril, right? And then it goes all the way to the larynx, okay, and then to the trachea, right? And then to the bronchus, and to the bronchiole, and finally to the alveolus. Okay, now so this is the structure of the alveolus, which is surrounded by a series network of blood capillaries. Okay, and these blood capillaries, okay, they join to form, okay, the branch of pulmonary vein, which carries the oxygen-rich blood from the alveolus. And then, okay, the artery which branch, okay, to form the branch of pulmonary artery, okay, it carries deoxygenated blood, okay, from the heart to the alveolus, okay, for gases exchange. And apparently, okay, under SAM, this is how the capillary bed look like on the alveoli. Okay, now these are the structures, okay, which involve in the human respiratory system as well as their functions. Okay, let's go to one by one. All right, nasal cavity, which has cilia, and then the cilia in the nasal cavity, it functions to filter the air, and then it has terminal bones to moistens and warms the air. Okay, now throat, also known as pharynx, it connects the nasal cavity and oral cavities to the larynx. Okay, now this larynx, okay, which is also known as the voice box, it contains the vocal cords for sound production. Okay, and then we have epiglottis, right, which is a flap structure that covers the larynx, which prevent the passage of food and liquids into the lungs. Okay, such a beautiful creation there. Then we have glottis, okay, which is an opening to allow air into the larynx. Then we have trachea, okay. Now trachea, okay, is what you have seen before or learned before. It has a C-shaped rings of cartilage which allow continuous movement of air from pharynx to the bronchioles. And trachea has goblet cells, okay, which is pseudostratified ciliated epithelium type of cell. And then these goblet cells, they secrete mucus, okay, which functions to trap bacteria and airborne particles, okay. And then these goblet cells possess cilia, okay, which move the mucus as well as trap particles to the mouth to be expelled or the other way around, to be swallowed. Okay, next structure is we have bronchi, which allows the passage of air from trachea to the bronchioles. And this bronchi consists of ciliated epithelium, cartilage, smooth muscle, as well as collagen and elastic tissue. Okay, bronchioles, it allows passage of air to alveoli. Okay, can you picture how this structure of these tissues, organs, okay, they are being aligned to form the human respiratory system. Now, bronchioles, in contrast with the bronchi, okay, bronchioles consists of ciliated epithelium, smooth muscle, and elastic tissue. Okay, and finally we have the alveoli, which acts as internal gas exchange surfaces. Okay, alveoli. Okay, alveoli, okay, are microscopic insects which clustered at the distal of the alveolar duct. Okay, and then the walls of alveoli are made up of very thin squamous epithelial cell. Okay, which you have learned in term 1, semester 1 before. Now, this thin squamous epithelial cell, they are known as type 1 pneumocyte and type 2 pneumocytes. Okay, which acts as respiratory surface and surrounded by a network of capillaries where diffusion of gases occurs. Okay, so let me rephrase that. The walls of the alveoli, okay, act as a respiratory surface, okay, and act as respiratory surface where diffusion of gases occurs. Okay, and then the walls of alveoli, okay, sorry for that, okay, have large surface area to maximize the total volume of air to enter into the alveoli. And then the walls of alveoli have elastic fibers beneath the squamous epithelium to keep the walls elastic, thus enable the alveoli to recoil during exhalation. Now, the walls of alveoli produce water, okay, which is secreted by the type 1 pneumocyte. Now, this water, okay, the function is to keep the surface of the alveoli moist. Okay, why? To enable oxygen and carbon dioxide to dissolve in the water before they diffuse across the wall of alveoli. And then the wall of alveoli, okay, so produce phospholipid. To be specified, this phospholipid is secreted by the type 2 pneumocyte, okay, and acts as surfactant to prevent the wall from collapsing due to the surface tension of water. The walls of alveoli contains macrophages, okay, which came from the capillaries, and these macrophages, okay, engulf dust and as well as microorganisms on the wall of the alveoli. Type 1 pneumocytes, they are unable to replicate, okay, and are susceptible to toxic damages. In the event of damage, type 2 pneumocytes will proliferate and differentiate into type 1 pneumocyte to compensate the loss of the type 1 pneumocytes. Okay, so this is the structure of the alveolus, as you can see from here, right? This is the type 1, okay, type 1 pneumocyte, okay, 1 pneumocyte, okay, so type 1 pneumocyte as well as here, okay, and then this is the alveolar duct, which I mentioned earlier, okay, then this is the type 2 pneumocytes, right? You can see here, which secretes the phospholipid surfactant, okay, and then finally the macrophage. All right, okay, this is the actual, okay, type 1, type 2 pneumocytes, how you would look, how they look like under the microscope. Okay, you can see the type 1 pneumocytes here. Okay, you can see how thin they are. This is type 1 pneumocytes, and then this is the type 2 pneumocytes. As you can see, it's here, right, as well as here, type 2 pneumocytes. Okay, and these are the macrophages. Okay, so before I end, okay, this lecture, okay, you look at this video. Okay, all right, how do I play this video? Okay, apparently I'm having some difficulty here. How this video should play? Okay, so I guess I just skipped the video. Okay, apparently I'm having some technical issue there. Right now, this is a trivia. Right now, prior to birth, the lungs are filled with amniotic fluid, mucus, and surfactant. Okay, of the fetus, and you know this. So, as the fetus is squeezed through the birth canal, the fetal thoracic cavity is compressed. Okay, so this will expel the much of this amniotic fluid, mucus, as well as surfactant. Some fluid remains, however, but is rapidly absorbed by the body shortly after birth. The first inhalation occurs within 10 seconds after birth and not only serves as the first inspiration, okay, which is a part of the respiration process, but also acts to inflate the lungs. Pulmonary surfactant is critical for inflation to occur, as it reduces the surface tension of the alveoli. So preterm birth around 26 weeks frequently results in severe respiratory distress, although with current medical advancements, some babies may survive. Okay, prior to 26 weeks, sufficient pulmonary surfactant is not produced, and the surfaces for gas exchange have not formed adequately. Therefore, survival is low. Okay, for preterm is less than 26 weeks. So I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much for viewing this video. Okay, happy learning. Bye. Assalamualaikum.